Right, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Adam Chilton here again, and tonight I have got an interesting guest. I'm not saying that in the bad way, of course. We have got a psychic medium, and I don't know how to say this word, but an intuitive coach. I know you're going to correct me on that. She helps people to overcome blocks in their life and be able to move forward. Welcome, Victoria Tippett.
Hello, how's it going?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Yeah, I'm perfect, thank you.
I was right when I said intuitive, was it?
Intuitive, yep.
Intuitive, that's it. Right. Now, obviously, we are going to talk about you. People want to
Amazing.
know who Victoria Tippett is. So that comes to my first question. Who is Victoria? We may have lost her. And yes.
Coach.
What was that?
Sorry? So I'm a psychic medium and intuitive coach. And I do work with people to I tap into their current blocks and I help them move forward with their lives.
Yes. And this is on a spiritual guidance, which I've been privileged to be on a couple of your lives before, on your profile, which on a few of them you've brought a tear to my eye with the cards you've been reading. So, and hey, as the saying goes, it takes a man to cry when it comes to positive stuff, doesn't it? Anyway,
I love that. I love that I love that what I do, it does evoke tears in people, and I love that not in a weird way, but just the fact that I can bring joy to other people. And I know sometimes obviously those tears may not have been joy, but it's what sparks in somebody that helps make the change.
Yes. So obviously because you love doing these spiritual mediums, I want to know, I'm not going to come straight out and say it, who was your role model growing up when it before you actually started all this? Who were you watching?
I don't really know that I was watching anybody, not spiritually. I've been doing so I went to spiritualist church with my mum and her friend when I was 8.
Yeah.
And I got picked out by the medium who said, "Oh, you should be doing this. You have like a natural gift." And then we went back quite regularly, and every time the medium would always pick me out and say, "You should be doing this. You have the gift." And then they'd just randomly pick me out in the audience and say, "Can you do a closing prayer for us?" And the prayer would come to me, and I would just give it. And so that was it. I don't ever know a time when I couldn't do this. Like in the spiritualist church the local spiritualist church that I used to go to, I did have a lady there that was a very dear friend, or is still a dear friend, who is a psychic medium, and she's a very amazing psychic medium. But she doesn't do what I do. Like I've kind of followed in her footsteps, where I used to sit in circle with her, which is where we all sit around in a big circle, obviously hence the name. And then we all sort of meditate together and see what messages come to us, and then we all come and share them afterwards. And it's with the energy and the vibrations that you have together.
Yes.
And so I worked with her in those, and then she was helping train me. So we model, but I don't have anybody like famous that was my role model at all in the kind of spiritual way.
Yeah, I know we lost you for a couple of seconds there, so obviously apologies for the technical issues. I had this the other night when I had an actor on, so all good. But anyway, obviously before we actually came on, you were saying you experienced mental health. Now, obviously on a spiritual way, I've never asked anyone this before. On a spiritual way, what does mental health mean to you?
So mental health is just, for me, it's like how clear you see things, how well you feel mentally. So previously, I was bullied at school. I've been bullied in jobs that I've had. I've had postnatal depression. I've had anxiety. I've had depression. I've had suicidal thoughts. So I've had all those kind of things. I was on antidepressants for a short period. And so there is this kind of real stigma around mental health, you know, that you would be like, oh, they've got mental health issues. But you know, it's something that I really work towards, and it's something not to, obviously towards mental health, but work towards getting out of. And so I actively took steps to become the best version of me. So I wanted to get off the antidepressants. I wanted to be happy, and I saw lots of people in the personal development world who were happy every day. And I was like, that's what I want. I want to be able to get up in the morning and be like, yes, it's another day. This is amazing. Let's embrace it. And so that's what I work towards, that it's about mindfulness and, you know, being in the right place mentally, and just, you know, doing things that really exercise things in a good way for you mentally.
Yeah. Well, I think you're awesome anyway for pulling this off.
Thank you.
I really do, because we all know you're a warrior. You've pulled through. You've turned to the spiritual side. And this is practical recovery to you. Yeah. I'm doing this also, because if I just stop doing all these videos, like obviously, like I said, on all my lives, there's nothing scripted about me. Every question which comes to me comes from my head or my heart, and that's how it is. That's how it is. That's what makes it fun. Because I know you get all these videos which are just dead boring, and it's like, what's the point? What's the point? So yeah. A lot about coping mechanisms, and I don't think mental health will ever leave us, but I always teach people that mental health can either be your worst enemy or it can be your best friend, but the choice is yours of how you deal with it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Is there anything you can add on to that? I think we've lost her again, guys.
See that they could, you know, go back to, sorry, did you lose me then? Saying that I was just saying that with mental health, I feel personally that it is something that you can kind of slip back into. It's something that is always there in the background, like alcoholics and people that have, you know, abused drugs in the past. That is a slippery slope. It is not a coping mechanism, but it is a weakness that you have there. And not that mental health is a weakness, but it is, like, you know, if you're not looking after yourself and looking to do the things that make you strong mentally, then that is somewhere that you can go. Absolutely,
because you won't think that just obviously March last year I attempted suicide.
Wow.
And I'm still here today doing these, and I've been doing videos. I know I've been doing them years, but mainly I've only been doing them for the last 7 months.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you're a warrior as well.
I am a warrior. This is how I branded myself, as the mental health warrior. And
I love that.
Absolutely. And obviously you have a group on Facebook.
Yes, I do.
I'm promoting it. What's it called again?
It's Intuitive Readings and Coaching.
I'll get the spelling on Facebook where you message me.
Yes.
Because I'm crap at spelling. I'm crap. But anyway, so obviously I want to know what's next for you. Because we're all climbing up this ladder, so what's next for you?
So that's such an awesome question, because there is so much happening for me right now, where I am working really hard behind the scenes. So as you said, I've got my group. So I'm just making sure that because the people in the group are so supportive of me, and I like to give them lots of value, lots of free value. So there's going to be lots of little mini courses coming up soon. I'd obviously do card pulls in there. I'm just trying to keep more of a sort of schedule in there so that people know what's coming on certain days. So we have like fun things, and then we obviously like little kind of people guessing what's in my hand, and
that's why I've got a diary, because I schedule everything in there.
Yeah, and this is what like I'm starting to do now with the group, so that people have, you know, they know what to expect and when it's coming. Also my profile, as you said, I do card pulls on there. And then I've got so many like kind of coaching packages that I do, but
Yes.
obviously do the readings as well. So I've got the transformational package, which I released recently. So I launched that recently. And it's working with people, and it goes back to the mental health route, you know, the roots that we were talking about a minute ago, because so many people that I was seeing when I work with my guides, the information that comes to me is, rather than the superficial stuff that people come for, that, you know, like it just makes them feel better that day, my guides tap into where the core of the problem is. And so that's where I want to work, and that's where my guides want to work. So we start to go for the main root of the problem. And so when I was doing an hour reading with people, it just meant that I was tapping into it, opening Pandora's box, and then kind of walking away almost, because they obviously hadn't, you know, requested me to work with them any further. So I was giving them the tools, but I didn't feel that I was supporting them in the way that I felt responsible that I should be doing that, and that I wanted to be doing that. And so I've created this package where people work with me. They have 2 sessions with me, and we tap into what their current problem is, so they like their current block. And when I say block, I mean it's, you know, the thing that's stopping you moving forward. It might be that you know, were bullied at school. It might be that you were abused as a child. It might be that you end up in the same relationship all the time. It can be a whole raft of things. It doesn't have to be just child related from when you were a child, but it can be anything that's kind of having an impact in your life. People tend to follow the same patterns, and that's the reason. It's because we have this block that's inside us that we can't get past. And so that's what I tap into. And then people have two sessions with me, and then we have messenger support in between. So they get the 2 sessions, messenger support in between, and then either an essential oil or a blend of oils to help facilitate and accelerate the change at the last session. So it's really just changing lives, and that's what I want to do. That's what I'm here for, is to you know, you were saying earlier about crying, and I said that's amazing, because that's a breakthrough. When someone cries and has those emotions, that means they're having a breakthrough on some level. And that's just amazing, because, you know, when we're having breakthroughs, we're shedding off all the rubbish from the outside.
Absolutely.
And we're getting down to the core of who we are and what's, you know, going on for us. And so so going back to your question, so yes, I've launched that, and I've got lots of other courses coming up. So there is lots in the pipeline. So I'm super excited to be working on lots of different things in the background to really facilitate changes within people, because that's my main driver, is to help people change. If I've spent over £20,000 and over 4 years of my life trying to do personal development and investing into coaches to get the change that I managed to give people in 2 sessions. So like, if I could have had somebody that, like me, that could have done that and gone like, here you go, this is where your problem like is. There we go, we've got to the root cause, brilliant, now we can move forward. I would have, you know, bitten the hand off. It would have saved me so much time, so much money, so much heartache. So that's what I want to do for people, is to facilitate that change for them in a really effective way.
And you do such a good job with it.
Why do you think so?
So anyway, obviously, because you've had an effect on me in a positive way, you've had an effect on other people, because I watched those lives, and obviously UK time you go live at 8:30, which is absolutely perfect, because normally you're live by now. So I probably interrupted in that, I don't know. But other than that, what is the final piece of advice you'll give to somebody who wants to turn to the spiritual world and do what you do?
Well, I think that everybody has got the gift within them. They have a gift within them, whether they allow that to come out or not. There's obviously a lot of people that don't believe in the afterlife, don't believe in the spirit world, that believe that we're just kind of here and then we're gone, and that's fine, and that's kind of, you know, whatever, horses for courses. But obviously the people that have experienced it know that is, you know, there is truth in it. There's obviously a lot of charlatans out there that give people like me a bad name, but, you know, on the main, it's, you know, about bringing change to people's lives. And if people are willing to embrace the spiritual side of things, then that's amazing. And as I said, everybody has the gift on some level or another, and most of the time we have that when we're children. That's when we're most open to it. But a lot of people get scared when their kids start saying that they can see people, and so they put an immediate block on that. Whereas when my daughter sees people, I'm like, yeah, brilliant, who is it? Tell me all about them. What do they look like? What are they saying? What is it? You know, so I really encourage that with her, you know, and that's, you know, children model behavior. And so,
they do.
You know, that's really, you know, if people, and I meet a lot of people that are spiritual and do read cards, but they don't want to tell their family, or they don't want to tell their friends because they feel like they'll be judged. And I feel that that's a bit of a travesty. And that used to be me, until I really just kind of allowed spirit to guide me on this journey to where I am now, talking to you about it.
Absolutely. So obviously, while we've been talking, I say what, a few weeks, a month that I am not going to, I can't keep up with people I speak to. I've not told you any difficulties I've been experiencing. Nope. What card, I'm pulling this out now, what card would you like to describe me?
What card would I use to describe you? Okay, so first of all, I just explained that I use oracle cards. So most people will be more familiar with tarot cards, but with tarot cards, they all have a specific meaning, whereas oracle cards, they all have whatever meaning. I use it as a tool to connect to the energy, to the person on my Facebook Live. And I prefer to not know anything about the people that I'm reading for, because that adds a lot more fun to my life. But all my decks are animals, because I love animals. So I do have a deck here. So I do have like, just, they're all beautiful animals. So for you, what would I say about you?
She's also got chips as well.
I do also have chips. I didn't actually get the chips out, but I do also have chips, and my chips are amazing. They're like, they are from a branch of hazelwood. So they look like casino chips. That's why I nicknamed them chips. But they've also got animals burnt on them, because, as I say, I love animals. Just trying to think what card I would give you. What card would I say you were? I think for you, like, there is the otter card, which is, you know, otters, when they sleep, they hold hands so that they don't drift apart. And so I think for you, that's just about you not actually being alone, because sometimes I feel like you think you are alone in this like world. Sometimes you feel a bit misunderstood by people. People don't really get you, and that's cool. And you're kind of down with that, but sometimes it makes you feel a bit like, oh, I don't, like, okay, you don't understand me, and that's cool. But actually, it's not a little bit that, it's not cool. So I think for you, knowing that you're not alone, and knowing that like spirit always has your back, and that's, I think for you, is more needed than having lots of friends that are a bit fake.
I'm officially speechless. I am, because obviously I was born with a disability, and just like you, I was bullied all my life. I've never felt like I had friends, and yes, I have felt alone. I have. This is why I do these. So, great. Now you set me off.
Sorry.
But yeah.
But I think it's so important to know, you know, that spirit are always with you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not just like, oh, Nana, you're there. It's, you know, yeah, you can have those conversations, but there is a whole tribe over there, you know?
Absolutely. Which is very weird, because every time I go for a shower, My granddad always taps me on the right shoulder every time without fail. So it's very weird.
It's very
But
weird.
there's
They're
God,
every.
God. So I never used to believe in spirituals. Now I do. And on that note, thank you for coming on.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. And I will be tuning into you live whenever you're live again.
Awesome. I look forward to it. I'll send you all the links for my group, and then you can put them on the video, and then everybody can
I will do. I will do.
click on them if they want to.
On that note, I will stop the recording. Thank you.
Bye.